Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And ladies and gentlemen, color us shocked there. The box office prediction for Snow White and the 7 CGI freaks of all natural unnaturalness out there is going to end up being a disastrous dumpster fire at the box office, because the predictions are in, boys and girls, and with a $300 million budget, there is no way this movie ends up making a profit concerning what the predictions are as of right now, and as usual has been as of late with a lot of these movies, they will probably end up coming in under predictions. I'll be really curious to see how dear sweet Disney Marvel's Captain Black America is going to work out this weekend as well. But needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, this movie has been plagued by, of course, a absolute marketing disastrous dumpster fire with, of course, Rachel Zegler starting things off going weird, and it's all been downhill from here. The videos have gotten absolutely ratioed out there into oblivion with over 1 million likes on both trailers, and now it's all lining up to be exactly what we expected to be, another disastrous dumpster fire for the Walt Disney Company, which is so rightly deserved because, of course, with the Reimagine Tomorrow stuff now officially gone, this is one of these leftover year things of all of the kind of nonsense, and you, of course, can't just create a one-for-one recreation of the original movie. No, you've got to put all of your real-world politics in it, and Snow White has to be the bestest ever, and of course she has to be completely and totally girl boss. Needless to say, that's not going to go over very well for fans of the original, and now this prediction shows that's absolutely going to be true. As you can see over here from thatparkplace.com, Disney Snow White box office predictions looking grim as audience apathy sets in. Rachel Zegler film shaping up to be a major Disney disaster. So how bad is it going to be, boys and girls? Well, we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com and get all of the juicy details. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. We just crossed 1,600 over there on Rumble, crossed 1,100 over there, or 1,600 on YouTube, 1,100 over there on Rumble, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, let us know about this in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think this movie is going to end up actually surpassing the box office expectations? Do you think it'll end up being better than what we all predicted to be? Do you think it will actually end up being word of mouth, will end up being really good? This movie will end up being a success? Or do you agree with all of the predictions out there? This thing is going to be a disastrous dumpster fire. Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support our channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, from that Park Place in our dear sweet Montenero. With Disney's live-action Snow White remake set to hit theaters on March 21st, early box office projections are painting a bleak picture. Industry tracker Quorum reports that the film is on track for a $63 to $70 million domestic opening weekend, with other sources predicting $65 million. While this would mark the highest domestic opening for Rachel Zegler's career, surpassing her $44.6 million debut in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it's a far cry from the heights of Disney's previous blockbusters. The numbers look even worse when compared to Disney's other live-action remakes. The Little Mermaid opened to $95.6 million domestically over 3 days and was still considered a financial disappointment. Yes, that movie did end up losing money, boys and girls. I think it ended up they ended up grossing like worldwide a little over like $500 million or something like that. But with the reported budget on that movie of like $200 million, that thing had to make at least anywhere from 6 to 8 in order to actually make a profit, arguably to be able to make a profit, and that did not happen. So yeah, this is even worse than the Little Mermaid disaster, boys and girls. Disney's The Lion King 2019 debuted with $191.7 million, and Beauty and the Beast earned $174 million, both surpassing $1 billion globally. By contrast, those Snow White box office projections place it closer to Maleficent, which opened at $69.4 million and managed to reach $758.5 million worldwide, though its sequel failed to turn a profit. And honestly, that was a movie that I know a lot of people really enjoyed, the Maleficent movie out there. I've personally never seen it, but I know it had a lot of really good word of mouth, and the audiences loved it. That is not going to be the case for Snow White and the 7, well, formerly homeless people. Now they're the 7 CGI atrocities out there. But I mean, literally, they scrapped all of those people too, which is funny. They get into that in an article, and I didn't realize that. But either way, it's funny, and this movie is going to end up costing the Walt Disney Company hundreds of millions of dollars. The reason for Snow White's dire outlook goes beyond the box office comparisons. The film has suffered from catastrophic marketing missteps and a backlash has been building for nearly 2 years. Both of the movie's trailers have been obliterated on YouTube, each surpassing 1 million dislikes, what we talked about, and we've done that. We did a video over that a little while back too as well. The teaser released in mid-2024 currently holds 1.5 million dislikes. The official trailer, which debuted, has 1.015 million dislikes and only 40,000 actual likes. Christmas Day sneak peek earned 45,000 dislikes and just 4,875 likes. And yeah, the views are absolutely abysmal on that one as well. The apathy surrounding the film was worsened by controversial star Rachel Zegler. We've been over all of her stuff. Weird, Palestine, Israel, all of that kind of stuff. Weird, all of that, of course. And then, of course, Adding to the film's woes is a massive production cost, reportedly ballooning to over $300 million due to reshoots. Okay, boys and girls, that means at minimum, this movie would need to make $1 billion at the box office worldwide in order to even argue that it was a profit with $300 million. And guess what? That is not going to happen with this movie in any way, shape, or form. The overseas box office might end up helping it out a little bit if people actually end up, the overseas crowd seems to be a little easier on certain things. But at the end of the day, like, it's one of those things that's going to be a massive financial failure as far as the domestic box office is concerned. And honestly, boys and girls, I can't wait to report on the numbers for you. Disney's decision to overhaul its depiction of the Seven Dwarfs, replacing them with a multiracial group of non-dwarf actors, came after heavy criticism from Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage, which Peter Dinklage is a fucking moron. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he literally got his way to the top by playing dwarf characters, and now he's saying that depicting dwarves in live actions is just so inappropriate. Like, he literally got blasted by other people of the dwarf community. They were like, what are you doing, dude? You're screwing over all of us. You had no problem taking those paychecks, and now because you're a known actor in Hollywood, you don't have to do that kind of nonsense anymore. You want to pull up the ladder behind everybody else? Fuck Peter Dinklage. He's an absolute bastard. Despite initially dismissing the leaked photos as fake, Disney later admitted the images reflected their original concept. Oh, yes. And I'm sure an original concept that probably already had a lot of filming done with it as well, which they abandoned following the backlash in favor of 7 CGI characters who have become the laughing stock of Hollywood. Yeah, everybody's made fun of that. So they go over some of our more recent films and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just not going to end up going well at all. At present, Snow White looks posed to suffer not only from poor box office numbers, but also from the worst possible outcome: audience apathy. While other Disney flops like The Little Mermaid at least garnered attention through controversy, Snow White seems to be losing the battle for relevance entirely. With a sky-high budget and sinking public interest, Disney may be facing one of its worst, most catastrophic box office disasters in years. And that's absolutely spot on. It's completely and totally true. I mean, these characters are freaky. Especially if you've seen the videos, these guys are creepy. This is not helping them in any way, shape, or form. Boys and girls, Disney's Snow White live-action adaptation, Snow White and the 7 CGI abominations, is going to fall flat and is going to end up costing the Walt Disney Company hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's just part of their continuing punishment for deciding to go down this woke acolyte of the cult path where everything's got to be wham and power and all of the rest of that kind of nonsense. And now they're getting exactly what they deserve. This path has cost them hundreds of billions of dollars in potential profit loss and an absolute damage to their brand overall. I mean, look at Star Wars these days, boys and girls. That's where all of this stuff really started, and most people consider Star Wars a dead franchise. Skeleton Crew never even charted on the Nielsen charts in its entire run out there, and guess what? Disney's Snow White is going to do the exact same thing in the box office. This thing is going to be a disastrous dumpster fire, and weird certainly didn't help anything, boys and girls. Enjoy losing hundreds of millions of dollars, the Walt Disney Company, because after all, Bob Iger, you did it to yourself.